Oregon takes care of business against Utah 44-21. In typical Oregon fashion, the Ducks sort of played around with the Utes for a half, only led 17-7 at halftime. Utah actually scored a touchdown to make it 17-14 early in the third quarter, but that 3-point lead did not remain for long as DeAnthony Thomas took the ensuing kickoff back 86 yards for a touchdown. That started a 27-point Oregon barrage that put the game away for the 44-21 score. Byron Marshall had 2 touchdowns in the second half. Marcus Mariota was his typical, reliable, brilliant self, throwing for 3 touchdowns, still no picks on the year. Really, we're spoiled as fans to watch this team because that was kind of a meh performance, and it's something we expect Oregon to do week in and week out, but 44 points and a lot of spectacular plays. It's fun to watch every week. The big development this week in the Pac-12, USC, Eddie O and the scrappy 5-star recruits go into the Coliseum and take down the Stanford Cardinal, and that puts Oregon back in the driver's seat in the Pac-12 North. Wins this week over Arizona and next week in the Civil War would put the Ducks back in the Pac-12 championship game for the chance to win their 4th conference title in 5 years. No easy feat, especially in the Pac-12. The Ducks looking at an outside, very, very slim chance of getting back in the national title race. They'd need a lot of losses from a lot of teams above them. But weirder things have happened in the BCS, and it wouldn't really be the BCS in the last year of the BCS without some craziness going on. So Oregon fans can still hope for some big upsets and the chance that the Ducks might get back into the national title game. Next week, the Oregon Ducks take on Arizona in the desert of Tucson, and some weird, strange things happen when the Ducks travel down to Tucson. Remember, 2 years ago in 2011, LaMichael James set what was the single-game rushing record with 288 yards, has since been broken by Kenyon Barner, but that just proves that they're both beasts. In 2009 was the crazy, ridiculous madhouse double overtime win. Jeremiah Mazzoli to Ed Dixon with 6 seconds left. Nate Costa with the big-time short hop hold on the extra point to tie the game, and then the Ducks went on to win it in overtime and keep their Rose Bowl hopes alive. And in 2007, Dennis Dixon scores a rushing touchdown in the first quarter and is just so good that they award him the Heisman in the national championship right there on the spot. It was really special to watch and amazing. So we can expect some craziness down in the desert. We'll talk more about that later this week. The last thing I want to get to is something that I just don't get about college football and how college football works now. I just don't understand how after one game of not even one bad game, not even one mediocre game, one ordinary game from Marcus Mariota, he is now exiled and ostracized from the Heisman Trophy race. This is a guy who's still got 25 touchdowns and 0 interceptions on the year, 9 rushing touchdowns. He's the most reliable and the most responsible dual threat quarterback in the country. I mean, you take a look at Mariota and those stats, and one loss to a very, very good Stanford team. Compare that to Johnny Manziel, who still is very much in the Heisman race, probably right now the number 2 guy behind Jameis Winston. He's got 11 picks on the year. His team has lost twice to Alabama and to Ole Miss at home. I just don't get why Marcus Mariota has fallen out of the Heisman race so hard and Manziel is still hanging around when he's got those 11 picks, when he doesn't make good decisions. He should have more than 11 picks. He's been bailed out more than once this season by receivers going up and catching balls that he shouldn't have thrown. Just hucked it up there and hoped for the best, and it happened to him because apparently good things happen to bad people sometimes. For AddictedToQuack.com, this is Takimoto. Check back with us on Wednesday and Friday as we take a look at Oregon's upcoming matchup against Arizona. 2 more regular season games for the Ducks, and they are into the Pac-12 title game with 2 more wins. We'll catch you next time, Duck fans. Go Ducks.